As of right now, we're short.
You guys better not be trying to steal my last place finish.
Wonder how long.
The estimated strength of field is 1,904.
She'll be a wreck. You won't get last.
Oh man, it's got to be.
A lot of debris typically around this racetrack, so we're going to have to monitor our temp.
An extra coat of paint on the bumper.
You too, man.
It's got to be a half of a Nerf bar, maybe. I don't know.
I've had terrible luck so far this year, so.
All right, guys, remember at the beginning of the race, it's double.
Get ready to go here, bud.
We do a double file start, but after that, it's single file restart. So just keep that in mind. It's easy to forget.
All of them are on the green, right? Green flag?
Yes, restarts are on the green.
Okay.
Yep. I don't think they had a start zone back in '66.
Pretty sure this track was like 40 degrees banking at that time too.
All right, guys, good. Coming.
There's a time when it was like ridiculous.
I think you're on the inside.
2.
Pit road is
We
closed.
were in Nashville.
We're going to restart behind the 52.
She asked me where I wanted to go. I said, this is the one place I care about going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to the full 100
Radio
end
check.
of the year in November this year
for
the first time.
4.
It's a really cool racetrack.
The property value and the
Radio
soccer
check,
stadium
Earl,
and
can you hear me?
everything, it's a miracle.
Yes,
This place
sir.
is
One to
surviving.
go.
There's apartments like 15 yards from the front entrance gate.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love those apartments.
Big, nice ones. Yeah, townhouses.
All right, good luck, gentlemen.
Good luck. Remember, this is a 300-lap race, so settle in and.
But slide back in that seat real quick. Give those belts a real quick tug. Double check your steering wheel. Get ready to roll here. Pace cars off. Green flag. Outside, clear by half. Outside. Still outside on your quarter.
Lap time 26.840. P23. Laps of fuel 150. On lap 2 of 300.
Hey, I earned it.
What's wild is when I'm driving behind John and you're up top.
Lap time 18.600.
Whatever this thing is on the
P23.
engine.
Laps of fuel 153. On lap 3 of 300.
Yeah, if somebody goes in a wall, you can't tell if they hit it or not.
P7 is the fastest car on the racetrack.
Lap time 18.011.
Where they are.
That looks good, bro. Keep it up.
P23. Laps of fuel 149. On lap 4 of 300.
P10 is the fastest car on the track.
Lap time 17.848.
That was a good lap, man. That was a good one. That's what we're
Laps
looking
of fuel 146. On lap 5 of 300.
Victor, where'd you go?
That was a great lap there, bro.
Lap
Keep it
time
up.
17.476. P23.
Man, I got
Laps of fuel
loose.
142. On lap 6 of 300.
Did you hit the wall?
The update fast guys are running 17.229.
Yeah, I hit it really hard.
Go on, man. You picked it up a little
Lap
bit.
time
Looking good. Slow on the
17.422.
bottom.
P23. Laps of fuel 139.
The road is closed.
On lap 7 of
You're going to be
300.
lining up behind the 52. I think we should be behind the 10. We're going to restart behind the
We should hit
52.
John, since we're in the back anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to get fit for fuel.
Pit road is
Lap
open.
time 22.184.
Dang, sorry about the
P23.
caution, guys. I was
Laps of
trying to
fuel
ride on the
145.
inside there, but my left wheel
On
is
lap 8 of
broken, and so the
300.
car wouldn't come off the wall, and I guess the iRacing said it was too slow.
Yeah, no worries, man. It happens.
You should
Sorry
be
for that
behind the
bump early on
52.
No worries. There was
570.
somebody kind of halfway cocked in front of us,
500.
so I just got out of it.
400. 200. 100. 0.
Yeah, I clipped the apron right in front of you, and the car got really out of sorts.
Go man, go. Go man,
Yeah, that
go.
apron was
Good.
slick.
Word to you.
Zero
Very
speed.
slick.
That's what I did. Left tire hit the apron, and then it just spun down and hit the inside wall like immediately.
Lap time 58.768.
Yeah, I kind of hit that intentionally a few times
P23.
in practice.
That's
Just to kinda
Laps of fuel
get a handle.
Apparently we were too
166.
fast to road somewhere.
On lap 9 of 300.
Yeah, fuck.
It'll help the car turn.
Penalty car starts to back off.
It'll do that. For
We're
sure.
not a penalty car. We are.
2.
We are. That's right, we are. Sorry.
That can't be
You mean
what.
lining up
All right, guys,
behind the
remember this is
26?
a single file restart now that we've already started the race. So.
That was stupid. I got lapped.
Lap
for
time
doing that.
30.614.
What'd you do?
P23. Laps of fuel
Did you just take fuel?
166.
1.
On lap
You're
10
gonna
of
be lining up
300.
behind
Back,
the
might as
14.
well.
Trying to figure
Yeah, I
out what
paid
the
it too.
scoreboard was saying that's laps to go.
2.
91 is kind of depressing.
All
to
right.
see.
You're going to be lining up behind the
Yeah, they go by
26.
quick, but it is
Give me a
it
quick
is a lot
radio
of
check,
laps.
please. 10-4, hit me up as you're going into turn 3. Let's do it one more time. I got a big TV screen behind us.
Lap time 37.694. P23. Laps of fuel 176.
Coming to the green
On lap
here,
11 of
those tires cleaned
300.
off, drag those brakes. Boss, pace car's off. Green flag.
Holy crap, I'm not even turn 3 with this. Putting restart. That's a long line.
Single file.
Lap time 34.754. P23. Laps of fuel 175. On lap 12 of 300.
There's no wave around, right?
Fast guys are running
No.
18.076.
Lap time 18.023.
I don't even know. I didn't even look.
P23.
I
Laps
get a
of
chance
fuel
to look yet.
172. On lap 13 of 300. Lap time 17.738. P23. Laps of fuel 168. On lap 14 of 300. Lap time 17.596. P23. Laps of fuel 165. On lap 15 of 300.
Great lap, that last lap.
Lap time 17.408. P23. Laps of fuel 161. On lap 16 of 300. Lap time 17.789. P23. Laps of fuel 159. On lap 17 of 300. Lap time 17.485. P23. Laps of fuel 156. On lap 18 of 300.
Leaders are running 17.274. Clear.
Lap time 17.873. P23. Laps of fuel 154. On lap 19 of 300. Lap time
So what you're saying is I'm not
17.474.
getting 15 lucky dogs.
P23. Laps of fuel 151.
No, no lucky dogs. Good wave
On
around.
lap 20 of 300.
Guess I got to wreck the field then.
Yep.
Lap time 17.520. P23. Laps of fuel
In front of you
149.
against the wall.
On lap 21 of 300.
In front of you on the high side. Outside. Clear high.
Lap time 17.712.
What are you doing,
P23.
John?
Laps of fuel
No pressure from me, man.
147.
I'm just driving.
On lap 22 of 300. Lap time 18.394.
Behind you. Just pitted.
P22. Laps of fuel 144. On lap 23 of 300. Lap time 17.515. P22. Laps of fuel
I can tell you the lap
142.
down.
reckon anybody else
On lap 24 of 300.
17.4.
Oh, was that Alan?
No, Gavin.
Lap time 17.514.
He's actually really good
P22.
in this car, no,
Laps of
usually.
fuel 140.
am damaged.
On lap 25 of 300.
Oh
Are you
man,
okay? That
sorry,
was a
buddy.
hard hit, dude.
It happens. I had a 5-second freeze.
Outside.
Lap time
That sounds
17.675. P22. Laps of fuel 139. On lap 26 of 300. Lap time 17.766. P22. Laps of fuel 137. On lap 27 of 300.
I think my chances of a top 25 just improved.
Lap time 17.684.
Yep. 10 more
P22.
laps.
Laps of fuel 135.
I can
On lap
do it.
28 of 300. Lap time 17.766. P22. Laps of fuel 134. On lap 29 of 300. Lap time 17.614. P22. Laps of
Oh,
fuel
man, well, he was on the right.
132.
Guys are running 17.
On lap 30 of 300.
7.
Don't forget though, we don't race again for a month, so get it all at once.
Lap time 17.737. P22.
How many miles is this?
Laps of fuel
About
130.
150.
On lap 31 of 300.
It's not a double point.
Lap time 17.663. P22.
God, it takes.
Laps of fuel 129. On lap 32 of 300.
I was starting to wonder what 00 was going to be.
Lap time 17.734. P22. Laps of fuel 127. On lap 33 of 300. Lap time 17.634. P22. Laps of fuel 126. On lap 34 of 300. Lap time 17.813. P22. Laps of fuel 125. On lap 35 of 300. Lap time 17.774. P22. Laps of fuel 123. On lap 36 of 300. Lap time 17.704. P22. Laps of fuel 122. On lap 37 of 300. Lap time 17.811. P22. Laps of fuel 120. On lap 38 of 300. Lap time 17.746. P22. Laps of fuel 119. On lap 39 of 300. Lap time 17.722. P22. Laps of fuel 118. On lap 40 of 300. Lap time 17.724. P22. Laps of fuel 116. On lap 41 of 300.
Oh, do that.
Lap time 17.749. P22.
Just an update, fast guys.
Laps of fuel 115.
115.
On lap 42 of 300.
Trying to spin out in front of Oval.
Lap
that
time
you can do.
17.838.
I won't tell them on the other radio that you did
P22.
it on purpose.
Laps of fuel 114. On lap 43 of 300. Lap time 17.762. P22. Laps of fuel 112. On lap 44 of 300.
Outside.
Lap time 17.798.
Clear
P22.
high.
Laps of fuel 111.
Good job.
Bottom.
On lap 45
let's
of
stay top.
300.
Thanks, Victor.
Lap time 18.048. P21. Laps of fuel 110. On lap 46 of 300.
I was hoping here. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
Lap time
Oh, man, I tried to stay up
17.953.
there.
P21. Laps of fuel 109. On lap 47 of 300. Lap time 17.903. P21.
So you
Laps
know,
of
fast
fuel
guys are running
107.
17.76.
On lap 48 of 300. Lap time 17.821. P21. Laps of fuel 106. On lap 49 of 300.
Thank you.
The gap is 1.4.
Lap time 17.843. P21. Laps of fuel 105. On lap 50 of 300. Lap time 17.944. P21. Laps of fuel 104. On lap 51 of 300.
Want to caution now.
Lap time 17.874. P21. Laps of fuel 103. On lap 52 of 300. Lap time 17.862. P21. Laps of fuel 101. On lap 53 of 300. Lap time 17.882. P21.
Meters are running
Laps of fuel 100.
17.763.
On lap 54 of 300. Lap time 17.921. P21. Laps of fuel 99. On lap 55 of 300.
Leader is the next car back. Be smooth.
Lap time 17.860. P21. Laps of fuel 98. On lap 56 of 300. Lap time 18.018. P21. Laps of fuel 97. On lap 57 of 300. Lap time 17.894. P21. Laps of fuel 96. On lap 58 of 300. Lap time 17.915. P21. Laps of fuel 94. On lap 59 of 300. Lap time 17.953.
Leaders are running 17.81.
P21. Laps of fuel 93. On lap 60 of 300. Lap time 17.899. P21. Laps of fuel 92. On lap 61 of 300. Lap time 17.919. P21. Laps of fuel 91. On lap 62 of 300.
Caution, caution. Kind of walk me through a
Lap
lap here,
time
please.
17.891. P21.
Single file.
I gotta let
Laps
the
of
pace
fuel
go by
90.
here. And
Get
back.
On lap 63 of
Oh, man, I
300.
didn't see that car.
Right on the back,
87.
sir.
Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 87.
I did
Try to
not
get a
see
feel for
that
that
car.
hose, make sure it feels okay. Might lose a little grip.
Are you wrecked, John?
Open.
Do you have to
It
Oh, yeah,
already is
no.
open.
Yeah, I'm done.
Hold up.
Yeah, we could try to fix all of it. It would take another
The car just
6
shouldn't be on the
minutes,
track like this. I
33.
never saw it.
We'll get you fixed up.
You can't. If you didn't say that you didn't see him, I wouldn't have seen him either because I couldn't see him over the engine. That's tough, dude.
Letting the 15 by.
And nope, not really any tire wear on the left.
Ten is going high. He's going to be instructed to let a lot of cars by, looks like.
I don't think we're going. Looking for some debris up here.
Oh, thanks for extending that.
Yeah, he rolled back down the track just a little bit, just enough for me to get him.
Good afternoon, Thomas. How you doing, Chris? I'm back with you, buddy, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, he says I lost a lap. Don't know how. I don't know how that happened. It's a little funky there. That's why I extended the yellow.
Yeah, same here.
Green flag.
Staying high, staying high.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Fish.
Hey, you got him in.
Caution somewhere. How's it driving there, homie?
Yep.
I gotta let the pace car by here on the backstretch. Sorry, guys.
That looked like a equipment issue there. It just went right in the wall.
Who was that? Wanamaker?
I don't think so. It looked like a white car. I thought he was driving a yellow car with a black 9 on it.
Where's the race this Sunday?
I think it's Talladega.
Yeah,
Just curious, why'd so many
pretend you don't
cars
know.
get sent to the rear on that restart?
Hey,
Yeah, I don't
won
know.
the
That
last
was
Super
weird.
Speedway race.
That's
I'm
why I
gonna
threw
show
the extra yellow.
I've been qualifying well there.
22 sped in the pits.
Because what, Todd?
I think it's because we weren't formed up.
I gotta make sure I call my buddy Dale.
Pass around pit lane
He's my biggest
came,
help
and
at the
a lot
Super
of cars
Speedway.
got passed by the pace car. I was only 6 seconds ahead of the pace car,
Yeah,
and
I
there were a
imagine
bunch
he's
of
taking
cars
your calls.
stacked before me. That's why I ducked out. I was like, eh.
I don't know. I feel like the key to super speedways, if it stays green, you have to have a pretty good starting position because you can't start in the back anymore because people lose the draft for some reason too early, and then you have to have a crazy good pit with a good group of guys if it stays green. I've seen those LDR guys do it, and they're probably the best at it. Miata would be number 2.
I forgot to set mine for a 2-tire change and went 4 and went a lap down.
That's what I did. Same thing.
These things are just slow on the change.
I only changed 2, but it topped my fuel off twice. 2 cans.
There's too much talk.
Sorry, guys. My headset has been having trouble all night and it just died. So I don't know if I got anybody, but good luck.
Pace cars up. Do what you can. Green, green, green.
Watch out, us checking up at the back.
Letting you go, Bruce.
It sucks when you're in 21st place, but you can keep up with the top 10.
What would it be called when you're in 25th and you can't keep up with anybody? Just a social event, I think.
Sounds about right.
I'm still waiting for this damage to repair.
Is it a lot of minutes, John?
Yeah, like 6.
Oh man, that's what mine was. 6:20.
I got like 30 seconds left. It'd be 6:35.
You're ready.
I think Lloyd's out right now. You probably pick up a few spots.
No, he's back on track in front of me, but Brian Bianchi's out.
Go, man, go, man, go, 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 go.
1.
And of course I get pit service.
They must
Go,
have
go, go,
crushed
go, hard,
everything.
hard, hard, hard.
You should get Bruce in here for the next race.
Two.
He's loving all those short track races.
Leaders are running 17.337.
Todd, I'll stay high, man.
Lap time 29.264. P25. Laps of fuel 154. On lap 65 of 300. Lap time 18.071. P25. Laps of fuel 155. On lap 66 of 300.
Darrell, good luck, bud. You know the spot.
Lap time 17.708. P25. Laps of fuel 153. On lap 67 of 300.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes.
Lap time 17.503. P25. Laps of fuel
I'll be staying high in 3 and 4.
150. On lap 68 of 300. Lap time 17.555. P24. Laps of fuel 147.
Thanks, Victor.
On lap 69 of 300.
Good lap.
Lap time 17.345. P24. Laps of fuel 144.
Leaders are running 17.
On lap 70 of 300. Lap time 17.360. P24. Laps of fuel 141. On lap 71 of 300. Lap time 17.875. P24. Laps of fuel 140. On lap 72 of 300.
Thanks, Todd.
Yep. John.
Lap time 17.389.
That I was running.
P24.
I don't know if Greg's still running it.
Laps of fuel 138.
One
On
of the
lap
guys wrecked me on
73 of
purpose, and I never
300.
went back.
What league was that?
Lap time 17.730. P24.
Like West Coast time.
Laps of fuel 137.
Greg and I were having a lot
on lap 74 of 300.
We won a few. We placing in the top 5. Like
lap time 17.764.
This season, one guy he wrecked.
Laps of fuel 136.
As we were going by.
On lap 75 of 300.
I was like, I'm done with this league because the guy's done it before. And I think he did it because he was first in points and he knew if he took us out.
Lap time 17.598.
In first place, I was like,
P24. Laps of fuel 134.
How would that guy
on lap 76 of 300.
Caution's out.
1.
Any thoughts on pitting or staying out at all?
Set rules or anything like
The road will be closed this time.
Like there's no penalty.
We'll be lining up behind the 10.
Lap time 19.410. P24.
But I was like, forget it.
Laps of fuel 136.
I think we should be behind the 10.
On lap 77 of 300.
Cars on backstretch.
Yeah, let's tighten it up, guys, so we don't have the craziness.
Open.
What'd you say, John?
I said I think I ran
Lap
one
time
race behind you guys.
24.442. P24.
Yeah.
Looks like the last race
Laps
of the
of
year.
fuel 136. On lap 78 of 300.
So we're like, forget it. So Greg, I'm not coming back.
571.
And they did have a
500.
lot of a good turnaround.
400.
Good,
300.
Good,
100.
Like attendance either.
0.
Go man, go, go man, go. 0 speed.
Can't imagine too many guys would want to come back if someone's behaving like that.
Lap time
I think he was
45.534.
just doing it to Greg and I. 'Cause he knew we were better than
P24.
him. So the
Laps
thing
we need to
was,
be behind the
151.
than us
On
in
lap
every sense of the
79
way,
of
but Greg and I
300.
were just so much better on saving fuel and tires that he would just wear his shit out. So he would crush us the whole race until it stayed green until the end. We just didn't know how to, like, because we played with the engine map, Greg and I, the entire race.
Lap time 30.519. P24. Laps of fuel 152.
Those cars are a
On
lot
lap
of fun,
80
though.
of 300.
Yeah, they definitely are.
All right, how's everybody looking back there? Let me know if I need to extend it.
All right, buddy. Line up behind the 52.
Looks like we're squared away back here.
Okay.
Lap time 39.515. P24. Laps of fuel 158. On lap 81 of 300.
Lap car's going to go high on 1 and 2 to
Little
give
deep
you
breath
leaders
there, buddy. Grab
the
those
racetrack.
belts, give a little tug. All right, boss man. Pace cars off, be ready. Green. Outside.
Lap time 35.374.
Clear
P24.
high.
Laps of fuel
Outside.
159. On lap 82 of 300.
All clear, my man. So you know, fast guys are running 17.706.
Lap time 20.644.
That guy gets stuck up there with me.
P24. Laps of fuel 159.
Caution's
On
out.
lap 83 of 300.
Say again. Caution for.
No,
In
he
the
never
wall.
looked like he wanted by.
The road will be closed this time. I think we should be behind the 52. Pit road is open.
Lap time 23.002.
Man, that truck driver's crazy.
P24. Laps of fuel 158. On lap 84 of 300.
Come on, let's catch up so I
We're
get
to
the
be
beds.
behind the 52.
Yeah, let's tighten it up.
Ryan, you like
All right,
seeing
buddy.
that truck
Line up behind the
drifting in
25.
front of you?
Lap time 29.442. P24. Laps of fuel 160. On lap 85 of 300.
We should be behind
571. 500.
Just picking up
400.
spots one spot at a time.
300. 200. 100.
Yeah, I'm on the
0.
top 20 now.
Go Mango, go Mango, hard, hard, hard. Good job, guys.
Lap time 59.447.
Shower.
P24. Laps of
You're
fuel
right.
You're gonna have to come around to
167.
52.
On lap
No,
86 of
somebody's wife,
300.
I think Kenny Allen came over. I think his mic was open and she said about taking a shower.
1 to go.
I didn't hear what she said. I was gonna be like, maybe you should go join her, Victor. Park it, come back.
Lap time 32.051.
Suck the fun right out of there. Y'all have a good night.
Laps of fuel 169.
See you, Lil.
Be good.
On lap 87 of 300.
Alright, Bubba, start cleaning those tires up. Pace cars off, are you ready? Ready. Green, green, green.
Lap time 33.621. P24. Laps of fuel 168. On lap 88
Still
of
outside.
300.
You are clear if you need it. Meters are running 17.634.
Everybody in front of me was nose to tail.
Lap
so
time
I don't know where the brake was he was
18.329.
talking about.
P24. Laps of
I
fuel
don't know. The guys in
166.
front of me look like they lay back
On lap
a little bit,
89
and
of
start going,
300.
so. And then who knows? It's hard to see cornering in this car because of the
Lap time
filter.
17.759. P24. Laps of fuel 164. On lap 90 of 300.
Oh, the APO is huge too.
Lap time 17.568. P24. Laps of fuel 162. On lap 91 of 300. Lap time 17.366. P24. Laps of fuel 160. On lap 92 of 300. Lap time 17.397. P24. Laps of fuel 157. On lap 93 of 300. Lap time 17.364. P24. Laps of fuel 155. On lap 94 of 300.
Fast guys are running 17.367.
Lap time 17.451. P24. Laps of fuel 153. On lap 95 of 300. Lap time 17.494. P24. Laps of fuel 151.
Clear.
On lap 96 of 300. Lap time 18.095. P24. Laps of fuel 149. On lap 97 of 300. Lap time 17.454. P24. Laps of fuel 147. On lap 98 of 300. Lap time 17.478. P24. Laps of fuel 145. On lap 99 of 300.
Tell them to take bottom down here, bud.
Lap time 17.601. P24.
Thank you.
Laps of fuel 144. On lap 100 of 300.
Fast guys running 17.474.
Show me down low, Victor.
Lap time 17.577.
Thank you.
P24. Laps of fuel 142. On lap 101 of 300. Lap time 17.780. P24. Laps of fuel 140. On lap 102 of 300. Lap time 17.844. P23. Laps of fuel 139. On lap 103 of 300. Lap time 17.959. P22.
Victor, you
Laps
guys
of fuel
play
137.
Breakfast 2 yet?
On lap 104 of 300.
A lot of us have played it individually, but it's not full release yet, so it doesn't have
Lap time 18.123.
features for us to do it.
P22.
Multiplayer for my screen.
Laps of fuel 136.
Gotcha. How is it?
On lap 105 of 300.
It's honestly pretty good. The physics and the graphics are both, I think better. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with for track.
Lap time 17.789. P21. Laps of fuel 134. On lap 106 of 300.
They're literally doing an early release model where the game is like still almost a year from being done.
Lap time 17.775.
You bought it for like $29.99 now.
Laps of fuel 133.
Patches and stuff all
on
year.
lap 107 of 300.
You don't have to pay anymore.
Right. That's actually what they did with the first one. They released it years
Lap time
before it was fully released.
17.738. P21.
Yep, agreed. And I
Laps of fuel 131. On lap 108 of 300.
It's the same thing what they did with that Beam NG game that I always tell you guys about.
Lap time 17.674.
That game is so much fun.
P21. Laps of fuel 130.
Caution.
On lap 109 of 300.
Whenever you can, bud. You're doing a really good job. Tell me about your race car when you can. Pit road is closed. You're going to be lining up behind the Navy 7. Open.
Alright, tighten it up, guys.
You're wrecked?
Alright, buddy.
Yeah, the guy just hold his brakes and came back on the track.
Lap time 25.678.
You can line up behind the 60.
P21. Laps of fuel 130. On lap 110 of 300.
Coming around the corner.
Alright, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the 60.
Kept on his brake, it would have been fine, but he hit the gas and went right in front of me.
Lining up behind
Yeah,
the 52.
it sucks.
2.
Oh well.
Lap time 29.293. P21. Laps of fuel 129.
You'll be lining up behind the 87.
On lap 111 of 300.
You're going to have to come around to 25. You'll be lining up behind the 87.
571.
Alright, buddy. Line up behind
500.
the 52.
400. 300. 200. 100. 0.
Did you have to tow or were you able to drive it back?
Go, 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 go. Hard, hard. Go, go, go.
Lap time 48.588. P21. Laps of fuel 156. On lap 112 of 300.
Alright, we need to be behind the 5. Alright, so we're going to have to come around the 22. Should be lining up behind the 5. 1 to go.
How are we looking back there, guys, in the back?
Lap time 35.958.
Okay.
P21.
Sometimes it waves you
Laps of
around the
fuel
lap cars, and other times it
157.
doesn't.
On lap
Which is weird because it's supposed to
113
be
of 300.
Single
Let's
maintain,
nice
but
deep breath here.
whatever.
You're ready to go. We're going to have to come around the 25. Base cars
I
off.
don't even
You
know
ready?
what it was. Can't find the guy.
Alright, so we're going to have to come around the 31. Green flag.
2,
Leaders running 42.144.
Brian Ness.
Lap time 35.062. P21. Laps of fuel 156.
Outside.
On lap
Clear high.
114 of 300.
Outside, outside. Clear, clear outside.
So Victor, serious question. You
Lap time 22.814. P21. Laps of fuel 156. On lap 115 of 300.
Clear.
He's ever going to come back?
Come on by, Ryan.
To the OBRL? No, I don't think
Lap time 18.959. P21. Laps of fuel 155. On lap 116
like
of
he still comes to
300.
my rec fest sometimes, or like he'll still pop into my Discord and chat or whatever, but it seems like he's
Lap time
overall pretty
17.895.
disconnected.
P21. Laps of fuel 154. On
That's
lap
for sure.
117 of 300.
Yeah, we didn't have
Lap
like
time
an
17.648.
argument that it was like we were
P21.
cursing each other out or anything.
Laps of fuel
We just had a disagreement. He
152.
left the team, left
On lap
OBRL,
118 of
took
300.
time off,
145.
and then we've chatted about different things here and there, but it's
Down on the bottom.
you
Down
know,
the bottom.
not on
Lap
any
time
kind of regular basis.
17.536. P21.
I don't think.
Laps of
you were
fuel
the one with the shoe on the
151.
track, but yeah.
On lap 119 of 300.
No, he just, I don't know, man. He just doesn't seem happy in a lot of ways, and so
Lap
he's
time
looking for ways to
18.150.
not be frustrated.
P21.
So he felt like OBRL was frustrating
Laps
him,
of
and
fuel
he needed to step
150.
away.
On lap 120 of
Yeah, same
300.
thing happened with Mark Schrader. He was frustrated and he stepped away.
Lap time
It's such a weird thing, like, how him and I
17.670.
got such an argument, 'cause, like,
P21.
we got along
Laps
pretty
of fuel
well. I mean, we never really
148.
liked each other per se.
On lap
but when we were hunting
121 of
and playing all
300.
those other games, and we had a good time. The shit happened.
Lap time 17.619.
Outside.
P21.
Not again.
Laps of fuel
Still there, your door.
147. On lap
Yeah,
122
I'm a
of
person
300.
that
Clear, clear.
seems to practice forgiveness and grace, and being like, oh, okay, it's a joke, let's move on, or
Lap
whatever.
time
He's more of a grudge holder.
17.877. P21.
Oh yeah, I
Laps
know,
of
'cause I
fuel
kept him a really nice
146.
apology, and I told him we'll move on,
On
we'll
lap
be friends,
123 of
let's just move
300.
on, and I'll leave you alone, you leave me alone, and we'll forget about it. But he told me to fuck off.
Lap time 17.702.
It's all right.
P21.
Listen up,
Laps of fuel 144.
2.
On lap
I tried.
124 of 300.
Yep, and that's why I say, don't feel bad about it.
Lap
He didn't
time
do anything wrong. I don't think anyone
17.666.
did anything really wrong. Just
P21.
doesn't fit his personality.
Laps of
so
fuel 143.
Thanks, Victor.
On lap 125 of 300.
And I was waiting for that exhibition race, I tell you. I was waiting.
Lap time 17.626. P21. Laps of fuel 141. On lap 126 of 300. Lap time 17.592. P21. Laps of fuel 140. On lap 127 of 300.
I was because it had nothing to do with like me. I didn't wreck anybody, and the guy just had to simply hold his brake.
Lap time 17.721. P21. Laps of fuel 139. On lap 128 of 300.
It doesn't have to happen. It seems so unnecessary.
Lap time 17.655. P20. Laps of fuel 137. On lap 129 of 300.
Staying high for you, Jeff.
Coming up on halfway here. Good time by.
Lap time 17.862.
Meters are running 17.4.
Laps of fuel 136.
Sorry for being in the way.
On lap 130 of 300.
Go ahead, Chris. No pressure.
Lap time 17.676. P20. Laps of fuel 134.
Man, if I get into
on lap 131 of 300.
We'll see you tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, my car's actually done.
Lap time 17.997.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make tomorrow. I have a few
laps of fuel 133.
Football and volleyball.
On lap 132 of 300.
Sounds good.
Lap time 17.603. P19. Laps of fuel 131. On lap 133 of 300.
We should probably get Hammerhead and BLS to work together again on Sunday at the track, at the plate track.
Lap time 21.846. P19. Laps of fuel 130.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
On lap 134 of 300.
We can probably just hop into the VRS channel if you want. The other option is we could all go to DD1, but
lap time 17.667.
Either VRS or
P19.
you guys all the team speaking.
Laps of fuel 129.
If you want. It's up to you.
On lap 135 of 300.
Let's make a different channel name. Make something up for
lap time 17.730.
Hammer lane or something.
P19. Laps of fuel 128.
That would be a good idea.
On lap 136 of 300.
We should, in practice, if we're all there, we should run laps drafting with each other.
Lap time 17.696. P19. Laps of fuel 126. On lap 137 of 300.
Thanks, Todd. Yep, that sounds good.
And I don't care what Greg Hammer says.
Lap time 17.798.
He is not a good leader.
P19.
And I don't think
laps
he's a
of
good,
fuel 125.
Well, he's not a good
on lap 138 of 300.
What use is he in his...
Lap time 17.780. P19. Laps of fuel 124. On lap 139 of 300.
Alright, I'll be there on Sunday, but I'll see you before that probably.
Lap time 17.813.
Have a good night.
P19. Laps of fuel 122. On lap 140 of 300.
I'm not that upset about it.
Lap time 17.790. P19. Laps of fuel 121. On lap 141 of 300.
Meters running 17.5.
Lap time 17.762. P19. Laps of fuel 120. On lap 142 of 300.
$20 laps is one thing, Tom. I'm going to fight you for 21.
Lap time 17.843.
That's completely
P19.
reasonable behavior.
Laps of fuel
It's a
119.
certain stigma.
On lap 143 of 300. Lap time 17.771. P19. Laps of fuel 117.
Outside, clear high.
On lap 144 of 300.
Outside.
Lap time 19.577.
Still there, man. Outside.
P19.
You're clear.
Laps of fuel
You're gonna be
117.
caution.
On lap 145 of 300.
All right, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the
Pulling
31.
those guys by.
You'll be lining up behind the 33. Looks like you should be lining up behind the 52. Come around the 25. Pit road is open. Coming around the 27.
Lap time 32.691. P19.
You're going to have to come around
Laps of
the
fuel
25.
116.
You should be behind the 52.
On lap 146 of 300.
They could be lining up behind the 31.
Lap time 21.994. P19. Laps of fuel 116. On lap 147 of 300. $570. 500. 400. 200. 100. 0.
Pace car's in turn 2.
Sorry, I should have called that out. Pace
Go,
car
man,
in
go.
2-3.
Go, go. Good job, Andrew. Go, go. Hard, hard, hard.
1.
Lap time 104.187. P19.
Pace car entering the front
Laps
stretch.
of fuel 152.
All right, so we're going to have to come around
On lap
the 33.
148 of 300.
Now, 1 to go. Got a good copy back there?
2.
10 cars staying high. Looks like it's asking me to let people by.
Called it off. Check
Lap
that.
time 29.348.
1 to go yet.
P19. Laps of fuel 151. On lap 149 of 300.
Yep, I'm just going slow to let everyone by.
I'm looking for 15.
We got a
The
delay.
white car up here.
It's kind of a mess.
One to go this time, by.
Did 15 go by?
Yes.
Here you
Lap
are.
time 35.285.
Okay.
P19. Laps
Yep,
of
there we
fuel
go.
All right, so we're going to have to
153.
come around the 10.
On lap 150 of 300.
All right, let's not be smart. Get those tires scrubbed in, bud. Get them cleaned up. Get ready to go. Try to get a little bit of heat in them. Pace car's off, boss man. Be ready. Green flag. Leader's running 42.706.
Lap time 37.065. P19. Laps of fuel 152.
Outside clear.
On lap 151 of 300. Lap time 22.541. P19. Laps of fuel 152. On lap 152 of 300. Lap time 17.788. P19. Laps of fuel 151. On lap 153 of 300. Lap time 17.731. P19. Laps of fuel 150. On lap 154 of 300. Lap time 17.398. P19. Laps of fuel 148. On lap 155 of 300.
On the track, we're running 17.08.
Lap time 17.504. P19. Laps of fuel 147. On lap 156 of 300. Lap time 17.646. P19. Laps of fuel 146.
Outside.
On lap 157 of 300.
Clear high.
Lap time 17.966. P19. Laps of fuel 145. On lap 158 of 300.
I think that's my fault on the extended yellows, Alan. I know there's no wave rounds or lucky dogs, but
lap time
there's really no point in me staying out either ahead of the leaders because it's going to force me to the back. So I'll stop doing that.
144. On lap
okay, I'm not really sure,
159
but
of 300.
maybe, I don't know.
Well, it's like I stay out, gain a lap back.
Lap time 17.631.
It doesn't leave me in line there. It makes me go to the back anyway, so I'm not really gaining anything. So
laps of fuel 143. On lap 160 of 300. Lap time 17.758.
Go ahead, Kenny. I'll stay
P19.
a little high.
Laps of fuel 142. On lap 161 of 300.
Outside is clear.
Lap time 17.770. P19. Laps of fuel 141. On lap 162 of 300. Lap time 17.632. P19. Laps of fuel 139. On lap 163 of 300. Lap time 17.660. P19. Laps of fuel 138. On lap 164 of 300. Lap time 17.461. P19. Laps of fuel 137. On lap 165 of 300. Lap time 17.552. P19. Laps of fuel 136. On lap 166 of 300. Lap time 17.471. P19. Laps of fuel 135. On lap 167 of 300. Lap time 17.579. P19. Laps of fuel 133. On lap 168 of 300. Lap time 17.666. P19. Laps of fuel 132. On lap 169 of 300. Lap time 17.628. P19. Laps of fuel 131. On lap 170 of 300. Lap time 17.617. P19. Laps of fuel 130. On lap 171 of 300. Lap time 17.738. P19. Laps of fuel 128. On lap 172 of 300. Lap time 17.800.
Ryan, I'll say hi.
P19. Laps of fuel 127. On lap 173 of 300. Lap time 17.753. P19. Laps of fuel 126.
Outside.
On lap 174 of 300.
Still there. Outside clear. Outside.
Lap time
Clear.
17.897. P19. Laps of fuel 125. On lap 175 of 300.
We're fine.
Scott, I'll stay high in turn 1.
Lap time 17.883. P19. Laps of fuel 124. On lap 176 of 300. Lap time 17.773. P19. Laps of fuel 123. On lap 177 of 300. Lap time 17.739. P19. Laps of fuel 121. On lap 178 of 300. Lap time 17.711. P19. Laps of fuel 120. On lap 179 of 300.
Clear high.
Lap time 17.881. P19. Laps of fuel 119. On lap 180 of 300. Lap time 17.750. P19. Laps of fuel 118. On lap 181 of 300. Lap time 17.656. P19. Laps of fuel 117. On lap 182 of 300.
No problem.
Lap time 17.715. P19. Laps of fuel 116. On lap 183 of 300.
Run your line, bud. You're doing a good job, man. You're catching them in front of you now. The interval is 8.4.
Lap time 18.150. P19. Laps of fuel 114. On lap 184 of 300. Lap time 17.689. P19.
Guys are running 17.
Laps of fuel 115. On lap 185 of 300. Lap time 17.749. P19. Laps of fuel 112. On lap 186 of 300. Lap time 17.763. P19.
Yeah,
Laps of fuel 111.
The interval is 5.
On lap 187 of 300. Lap time 17.777. P19. Laps of fuel 110. On lap 188 of 300. Lap time 17.795. P19. Laps of fuel 109. On lap 189 of 300. Lap time 17.745. P19. Laps of fuel 107. On lap 190 of 300. Lap time 17.732. P19. Laps of fuel 106. On lap 191 of 300. Lap time 17.821. P19. Laps of fuel 105. On lap 192 of 300. Lap time 17.902. P19. Laps of fuel 104. On lap 193 of 300.
Outside.
Lap time 17.778.
Clear, clear,
P19.
clear.
Laps of fuel 103. On lap 194 of 300. Lap time 18.050. P19. Laps of fuel 102. On lap 195 of 300. Lap time 17.847. P19. Laps of fuel 100. On lap 196 of 300.
Outside. All clear.
Lap time 18.090.
Fast guys are running
P19.
17.888.
Laps of fuel 99. On lap 197 of 300.
Go ahead and be patient here. I'm not going to pick you or anything.
Lap time 17.791. P19. Laps of fuel 98. On lap 198 of 300. Lap time 17.888. P19. Laps of fuel 97. On lap 199 of 300. Lap time 17.852. P19. Laps of fuel 96. On lap 200 of 300. Lap time 17.849. P19. Laps of fuel 95. On lap 201 of 300. Lap time 17.824. P19. Laps of fuel 94. On lap 202 of 300. Lap time 17.867. P19.
So you know, fast guys are
Laps
running
of fuel 92.
17.78.
On lap 203 of 300. Lap time 17.844. P19. Laps of fuel 91. On lap 204 of 300. Lap time 17.890. P19. Laps of fuel 90. On lap 205 of 300. Lap time 17.886. P19. Laps of fuel 89. On lap 206 of 300. Lap time 18.054. P19. Laps of fuel 88.
Clear.
On lap 207 of 300. Lap time 20.378. P19. Laps of fuel 87. On lap 208 of 300. Lap time 17.834. P19. Laps of fuel 86. On lap 209 of 300.
Oh, buddy, you can find us something, man. Find us a little something.
Lap time 17.832.
Outside.
P19. Laps of fuel 85. On lap 210 of 300. Lap time 18.097. P19. Laps of fuel 84. On lap 211 of 300. Lap time 17.889. P19. Laps of fuel 83. On lap 212 of 300. Lap time 17.978. P19. Laps of fuel 81. On lap 213 of 300. Lap time 17.820. P19. Laps of fuel 80. On lap 214 of 300.
Fast guys are
Lap time 17.851. P19. Laps of fuel 79. On lap 215 of 300. Lap time 17.874. P19. Laps of fuel 78. On lap 216 of 300. Lap time 17.817. P19. Laps of fuel 77. On lap 217 of 300.
Thanks, Tom.
No problem.
Lap time 17.809. P19. Laps of fuel 76. On lap 218 of 300. Lap time 17.795. P19. Laps of fuel 75. On lap 219 of 300. Lap time 17.846. P19. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 220 of 300.
Leaders are running 17.962.
Lap time 17.964. P19. Laps
Slow
of
one on
fuel
the bottom.
73.
I don't know what happened to him.
On lap 221 of 300.
Pitting behind you.
Lap time 17.899. P18. Laps of fuel 71. On lap 222 of 300. Lap time 17.904. P18. Laps of fuel 70. On lap 223 of 300.
Next car
Lap
is
time
pitting.
17.856. P18. Laps of fuel 69. On lap 224 of 300. Lap time 18.030. P18. Laps of fuel 68. On lap 225 of 300. Lap time 17.938. P18. Laps of fuel 67. On lap 226 of 300.
So you know, fast guys are running 17.7.
Lap time 17.883. P18. Laps of fuel 66. On lap 227 of 300. Lap time 17.895. P18. Laps of fuel 65. On lap 228 of 300. Lap time 17.969. P18. Laps of fuel 64. On lap 229 of 300. Lap time 17.921. P18. Laps of fuel 63. On lap 230 of 300. Lap time 17.909. P18. Laps of fuel 62. On lap 231 of 300.
I didn't run you out there, did I, Scott?
Lap time 17.993. P18. Laps of fuel 60. On lap 232 of 300.
Fast guys running 17.7.
Lap time 17.931. P18. Laps of fuel 59. On lap 233 of 300. Lap time 17.965. P18. Laps of fuel 58. On lap 234 of 300. Lap time 17.953. P18. Laps of fuel 57. On lap 235 of 300. Lap time 17.900. P18. Laps of fuel 56. On lap 236 of 300. Lap time 18.137. P18. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 237 of 300. Lap time 17.951. P18. Laps of fuel 54. On lap 238 of 300.
Fast guys running 18.034.
Lap time 17.986. P18.
Outside.
Laps of fuel
Clear.
53. On lap 239 of 300. Lap time 18.619. P18. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 240 of 300. Lap time 17.902. P18. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 241 of 300. Lap time 17.919. P18. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 242 of 300. Lap time 17.951. P18. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 243 of 300. Lap time 18.161. P18. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 244 of 300.
Leaders are running 17.792.
Lap time 17.964. P18. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 245 of 300. Lap time 17.963. P18. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 246 of 300.
Outside. Clear.
Lap time 18.252. P18. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 247 of 300. Lap time 17.893. P18. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 248 of 300.
Outside. Still out there.
Lap time 18.017. P18. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 249 of 300.
Oh, so when you're ready to go by, I better hope it's...
I'm going to have a slow one at the bottom.
Lap time 18.094. P18. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 250 of 300.
Leaders are running 17.709.
Lap time 18.092. P18. Laps of fuel 41. On lap 251 of 300. Lap time 17.933. P18. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 252 of 300. Lap time 17.970. P18. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 253 of 300.
Caution.
Dang it, I'm sorry, Rex. I clipped that apron.
Lap time 17.977.
It's open.
P18.
No, close.
Laps of fuel 38.
22.
On lap 254 of 300.
Sorry, I was on the
Slow
brakes.
down,
but I
slow
just
down.
walked Front tires up.
We'll be lining up behind the 27.
Leader's right behind us, guys. We gotta go.
Well, yeah, I was going to run him over.
Pit road will be open this time. I'm going to be behind the 27.
Lap time 26.618. P18. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 255 of 300.
Behind the 54. Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 27.
Anybody know what lap the leaders are on?
Lap time 22.405.
79. Math is
P18.
hard.
Laps of fuel 37.
Thank you.
On lap 256 of 300.
Calm down.
I'm going to be behind the 08.
Dang it, man. Sorry.
Lap time 40.733. P18. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 257 of 300.
Come around the 25.
Yeah, no, that's good.
571. 400. 300. 200. 100. 0.
We got to pass 52.
I got
Go back up, hard.
Do I come down and
Pit
get
road speed. Not going.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I don't know how that happened, but it says I passed under yellow.
Lap time 111.479.
But it's not telling me what to
P18.
do.
Laps of fuel 90. On lap 258 of 300.
Be lining up behind the 87.
Sorry, it was telling me to be behind you at first. Oh, now it's telling me to let you go by.
If I go, that's a,
This thing won't make up its mind.
Coming around it, 25.
I don't know
Looks like
why
you'll be
it
lining up
leaves
behind
slot
the
cars in
87.
sometimes, and other times it doesn't.
Lap time
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
31.698.
Shouldn't do that.
P18.
Everybody should
Laps of
maintain
fuel
their
90.
position, but
On
gets
lap
confused, I guess.
259 of
I'm
300.
start cleaning those tires up.
It's a little late for the
Pace cars off, be ready.
Drinking too much.
81 hitting in.
Green. Leaders are running 43.506.
9 pitting in.
Lap time 31.310.
Outside.
P18.
Clear.
Laps of fuel 89. On lap 260 of 300.
Get these lappers out of the way, Earl. Roger.
Lap time 18.545. P18. Laps of fuel 88. On lap 261 of 300. Lap time 17.705. P18. Laps of fuel 87. On lap 262 of 300.
P2 is the fastest car on the track.
Lap time 17.540. P18. Laps of fuel 86. On lap 263 of 300. Lap time 17.390. P18. Laps of fuel 85. On lap 264 of 300.
car 9 pitting again.
Fast guys running
For another black flag.
17.378.
81, Taylor.
Not bad, man.
Lap
not
time
bad.
17.279. P18. Laps of fuel 84. On lap 265 of 300. Lap time 17.438. P18. Laps of fuel 83. On lap 266 of 300. Lap time 17.385. P18.
13 is the leader.
Laps of fuel 82. On lap 267 of 300. Lap time 17.352. P18. Laps of fuel 81. On lap 268 of 300. Lap time 18.166.
They're all scrapping in front of me, and I have no reason to be involved in that.
Fuel 80.
Kind of
Me either. I'm just
On
running.
lap 269 of
Let this guy go.
300.
Outside is clear.
Lap time 18.534. P18. Laps of fuel 79. On lap 270 of 300.
Leaders running 17.242.
Lap time 17.648. P18. Laps of fuel 78. On lap 271 of 300. Lap time 17.624. P18. Laps of fuel 77. On lap 272 of 300. Lap time 17.521. P18. Laps of fuel 76. On lap 273 of 300. Lap time 17.482. P18. Laps of fuel 75. On lap 274 of 300. Lap time 17.569. P18. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 275 of 300. Lap time 17.588. P18. Laps of fuel 73. On lap 276 of 300.
Fast guys are running 17.358. White flag this time.
Good win, Tom.
Thank you. Oh, good God, that was the toughest win I've ever had in an iRacing race.
Lap time
everybody took
17.604.
shifts just.
P18.
Checker, right?
Laps of
Scott,
fuel
you did
70.
an amazing job on
On
the
lap
top
2 of
there.
345.
Yeah, but I burnt the tires up doing it.
Off right there.
I was waiting. I was running real hard. Then I'm like, you know what? He's got to be burning up his tires up there. So I just kind of backed up my corner. I got baited into just driving like a
571.
lunatic on the bottom there.
500.
I just finally backed
400. 300.
off. I didn't want us to
200.
blast through
100.
those lap cars and me pick you or something.
0.
I don't race like that, you know.
Good job, Tom.
Thank you.
I almost
Congrats,
blew a
Tom.
left front.
Yeah, my tires at one point were down to the nub.
Nice job, Tom.
I'm still at 95 left front.
Well, my left front was 20 degrees off.
Now, my right, for some reason, my right front is 61
I'll
and
see you
43.
soon, John. Good way to hang in there.
61%.
Let me ask this: if that last caution had to come out, could everybody have made it? All the leaders, or was somebody running out of gas?
I was 4 laps to the good.
I was 4 laps to the good also.
All right. I was about 10 laps to the good, hoping, and a lap down because I took 4 tires early on, which was a mistake, hoping somebody couldn't make it, but maybe everybody calculated right.
I mean, I can't believe how bad I smoked my tires on that last run, but I ran my fastest lap of the race. I was 61 right front. That was where I worst of the night. We didn't really even go that far, did we, that last run? 50 laps?
It was probably at least 50. Yeah, it was a pretty good run. It was probably a good run because, I think it was at least 50. It's probably more like 60, 65.
It was like 60 some odd laps.
Okay. I guess I was running hard as crap too. Brian, the 08, Brian?
Ryan Pittman?
that's me. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, did he pit that fast? I was like trying to figure out. I was like,
no,
geez.
I was looking at the replay trying to figure out what happened there, and just missed pit entry.
Oh, I wondered. I think.
Yeah,
did you?
I put it on the bottom and then just tried to wrap that line. Got a little bit too much, and slipped up and killed Rex, which I hate.